Welcome to another session of Aloka Dhamma discussion to JAYA TV. As always, with great gratitude, I welcome Venerable Sandalkaya Kalyan Dasnathero to the studio for this discussion. We've been discussing about some of the individual qualities as human, as individual we would have and we should have in the society. Today, I thought turn ourselves into a different topic about leaders. In the current society, most of us do not trust the leaders we have. Main reason for that is there is no or minimum honesty and integrity shown by our leaders. Leave aside being a leader, honesty and integrity is one of the basic qualities all of us should have as basic human beings. Venerable Sir, how Buddhist teaching would help us to develop this honesty and the integrity?
With respect to Venerable Mahasangha, Mr. Karagala, and dear devotees, in the Chula Punnama Sutta of the Majjhima Nikaya, Lord Buddha first stated that a person of no integrity, so-called Asappurusa, will not be able to identify whether another person is a person of no integrity or a person of integrity, so-called Asappurisa or Sappurisa. Then the Buddha described characteristics of a person of no integrity, and they are: a person of no integrity is possessed of bad qualities and associates with people of no integrity. The person of no integrity thinks, counsels, speaks, and acts as a person of no integrity. Also holds views as a person of no integrity, as well as that one gives gifts as a person of no integrity. If I explain those factors further, a person of no integrity has no faith in Lord Buddha, no shame or fear of wrongdoing, unlearned, lazy, lacks mindfulness, and unwise. That is how a person of no integrity is possessed of bad qualities. Then a person of no integrity associates friends and companions who have no faith, no shame or fear of wrongdoing, and also who are unlearned, lazy, forgetful, and unwise. That is how a person of no integrity, Asappurisa, associates others. Dear devotees, a person of no integrity thinks and counsels for their own affliction, for the affliction of others, and for the affliction of both. A person of no integrity displays false speech, musavada, malicious speech, pisunavacha, harsh speech, parusavacha, and idle chatter or gossip, so-called samprappalapa, and also kills living beings, takes what is not given, and engages in sexual misconduct. And how does a person of no integrity holds views as an untrue man? Mr. Karagala, such a person's view is based on there is nothing given, nothing offered, nothing sacrificed, no fruit or result of good and bad actions, no this world, no other world, no mother, no father, no beings who are reborn spontaneously, no good and virtuous recluses and Brahmins in the world who have realized for themselves by direct knowledge and declare this world and the other world. So that is how a person of no integrity holds wrong views, micchaditti. Dear devotees, lastly, how does a person of no integrity give gifts? They give a gift carelessly, gives it not with his own hand. He gives it without showing respect, gives what is to be discarded, gives it with the view that nothing will come out of it. So that is how a person of no integrity gives gifts. Dear devotees, it is possible for a person of integrity to identify both Sappurusa and Asappurusa, a person of integrity and a person of no integrity. In the latter part of the Chula Punnama Sutta, having stated that a person of integrity is able to identify another as a person of no integrity or as a person of integrity, Lord Buddha has described the characteristics of a person of integrity, which are exactly the opposite of those of a person of no integrity. Finally, Lord Buddha has stated that after death, a person of no integrity will be reborn in the hell or in the animal realm, while a person of integrity will be reborn in the destination of persons of integrity, which is among the gods or greatness among the human beings.
So, Venerable Kalandasara Thero explained about the qualities and characteristics of a person with no integrity. But I would like to draw our attention towards the opposite of that, which is about a person with integrity. If we live and work with integrity, it will make our home, our workplace and our society a better place. Venerable Sir, if we go into this opposite side, how can we recognize a person with integrity?
Mr. Karagala, a person of integrity in a way practices the middle path. Of the 8 factors of the Noble Eightfold Path, first 2, right vision and right intention, are grouped in wisdom, so-called panya. The second 3, that is right speech, right action and right livelihood, under morality or sila. And the last 3, known as right effort, right mindfulness and right concentration, are given under concentration, so-called samadhi. The person of integrity has faith in Lord Buddha because he practiced the right vision and holds views which evolve around. There are what is given, what is offered, atti dinnang, atti ittang, likewise what is sacrificed. There is fruit or result of good or bad actions. There is this world, also other world. There is mother and father. Also there are spontaneously reborn beings, Opapatika Satta. There are good and virtuous recluses or Brahmins in the world who have realized for themselves through direct knowledge and proclaim this world and the other world. Dear devotees, with the practice of right intention, a person of integrity does not think to his own detriment or to the detriment of others or to the detriment of both. A person of integrity abstains from false speech, malicious speech, harsh speech, and abstains from idle chatter. Therefore, he or she practices right speech as well. Mr. Karagala, a person of integrity abstains from killing living beings, abstains from taking what is not given, abstains from sexual misconduct. And this is the practice of right action. He practices generosity and gives a gift with proper attention, gives it with his own hands, gives it with respect, and gives it not as if throwing it away. Also gives it with the view that something will come of it. He always tries to engage with right livelihood, Samma Ajib. So he has shame in immoral actions, has fear in immoral actions, learned, energetic, also has mindfulness and wisdom. A person of integrity has friends and companions, those who possess the same qualities of a person of integrity. Dear devotees, it is expected to make one's living by ethical, legal, and honest means, following certain ethical standards and causing no harm or suffering to other living beings directly or indirectly. As a person of integrity, you can develop a trustworthy and humble personality among your peers, so that your working environment will be a productive and happy place for every one of you.
So as a leader, it is very important to be very honest about what you do and what you tell to your teams. Greater the honesty you have, the higher the integrity you will have. People, your team, would always like to work with leaders who are honest and with high integrity. If you are a leader with these two qualities, you will definitely be a successful leader and leader who been liked by the team members. So I would like to draw our attention back to a discussion we had and a point we discussed a couple of weeks back. We spoke about being transactional in the way we live and about not being benevolent a few weeks back. If we think about the main reason for that, it is not having a compassionate mind, which is one of the biggest reasons for not practicing benevolence or being too transactional. If you are compassionate about people around us and about people with whom we are working, and if we practice the compassion, we will become better human beings and we will be able to live a happy life. When as individuals we live happy life, society will automatically become a happy place. Venerable Sir, what are the references given in Buddhism about the importance of compassion?
Mr. Karagala and dear devotees, first let's see what exactly compassion is. It is stated that compassion, or so-called karuna, is the ability to feel the distress, pain, and suffering in others with empathy, as if it is you who are suffering, and to wish them relief from suffering and distress. The true feeling of compassion will make you to want to do something to remove suffering in others. Not only that, but the negative emotions of cruelty and the desire to harm others will be countered by developing the virtue of compassion. In Pali and also in Buddhism, the term karuna is defined as the desire to find a way to be truly helpful to oneself and others. Dear devotees, compassion is an innate positive quality which can be found in every human being's mind, which exists at different levels according to how far it has been cultivated and developed within individual person. Even a serial killer may have compassion, some sort of compassion towards pet animals. Dear devotees, compassion has the characteristic of attempting to remove the suffering in others and not being able to bear or see others suffering. Compassion is also known as non-cruelty. Its proximate cause is seeing helplessness in those overwhelmed by suffering. It succeeds when it weakens the cruelty, and it fails when it creates sorrow. Among the 4 Brahma Viharas, compassion follows loving kindness or benevolence. When a person develops loving kindness towards others, it will naturally lead to compassion when someone sees the suffering in others. Then he or she likes to see for their suffering and the cause of suffering to stop. Cultivation of the quality of compassion is based on your own belief that similar to yourself, all other beings in the universe also like happiness and would wish to be free from their suffering, but continue to suffer from ill health, unhappiness, fear, grief, physical and mental pain, and other forms of suffering. Dear devotees, when we were discussing loving kindness, we spoke about breaking the barriers. True compassion is the ability and willingness to wish others to be relieved from suffering, irrespective of who they are. Having an understanding and compassion about your own difficulties, weakness, distress, and suffering can enhance your ability to cultivate compassion for others. For some people, it may be possible to show compassion to their family members, relatives, and friends when they are in distress, but not towards the others. Others may find it difficult to show compassion to those who have caused them harm through their behavior and to people who have been hostile to them or to their enemies. Dear devotees, you should know this. As Buddhists who observe the 5 precepts, you are automatically practicing compassion. Now let's see how we do that. The first of the 5 precepts, Panchasila, that a lay Buddhist undertakes to observe on a regular basis is to maintain one's moral behavior, which is abstaining from killing any living beings, Panatipata Peramani Sikkapada, is mainly based on the principle of compassion towards other living beings. Just as you do not like to be harmed, punished, or killed, other beings also fear harm, punishment, and death. This fact is described by the Buddha in Dhammapada, Sabbe tasanti dandassa, sabbe bhayanti macchuno. අත්තානං උපමං කତ୍වා න හනෙය්‍ය න ගාතේ. All tremble punishment, all fear death. Comparing others with oneself, one should neither kill nor cause to kill.
Venerable Kalyan Theru explained about the compassion and how to master the compassion by following Buddhist philosophy. Lord Buddha's character is the best example we have for practicing compassion. Venerable Sir, can you give us some examples from Lord Buddha's life and the character about how Lord Buddha has practiced compassion?
Mr. Karagala, it is quite clear from the Buddhist doctrine that Lord Gautama Buddha was the one who had the highest and greatest compassion towards other beings. During the time of a previous Buddha named Dipankara, the Bodhisattva was born in a Brahmin family and was named Sumedha. He had the wisdom to become enlightened as an arahant during that lifetime and could escape from the harsh journey of samsara. But instead, because of the compassion towards other beings, he took the vow to become a Samma Sambuddha in the distant future so that he could guide numerous other beings to attain Nibbana and escape from the cycle of birth and death. Having become a Bodhisattva, it is in his quest he went through untold suffering, perfecting the necessary virtues over an incalculable period of eons or kalpas. Dear devotees, not only that, but even in this life, after his renunciation of the household life as a homeless ascetic, underwent 6 years of suffering and self-torture in search of path to the enlightenment. Having become a Samma Sambuddha, following the middle path through compassion for the other beings, the Buddha decided to proclaim the path of liberation to the world so that others could also follow the same path and seek their own liberation from suffering. Mr. Karagala, through great compassion for the world beings, Lord Buddha used to survey the entire world early in the morning with his divine eye, which is known as Maha Karuna Samapatti Jnana in Pali, to see who could be helped with his guidance on that particular day. Having identified such a person, Lord Buddha would go to them often by foot and uninvited to provide guidance so that they would enter the path of liberation. While most of those who were spiritually inclined would come in search of the Buddha, Lord Buddha used to go in search of those vicious or unfortunate people who had the potential to be helped. For example, when the serial killer Angulimala was just about to commit a great crime by killing his own mother, the Buddha went in search of him and advised him. Having listened to Lord Buddha, Angulimala understood the Dhamma and became a Buddhist monk and soon attained arahanthood, the final stage of enlightenment. Throughout the 45 years of his ministry, Lord Gautama Buddha comforted the sorrowful people with consoling words, ministered to the sick that were deserted, helped the poor that were neglected, ennobled the lives of the deluded, purified the corrupted lives of criminals, encouraged the feeble, united the divided, and enlightened the ignorant, and guided the unguided. Lord Buddha, through compassion for other beings, travelled from place to place, mainly in northeastern India, teaching the path out of human suffering to a diverse range of people, including kings and rulers, followers of other religions, and ordinary people. Even while on his deathbed, old and frail, through enormous compassion, the Buddha willingly volunteered to teach a Brahmin called Subhadda, who wanted to learn the Buddha's teaching. Dear devotees, although what I said was only some examples, from these you should all understand that Lord Buddha had the greatest compassion above all other philosophers. And although it is very hard, we too should try to develop our compassion as the followers of Lord Buddha.
Buddhism shows us the theoretical way in terms of how to practice the compassion, and also Lord Buddha himself has shown us as in how to practice the compassion in real life. If we bring this compassion into our leadership philosophy, as a leader you must always be willing to dedicate and sacrifice your time and effort unconditionally to the well-being of your team and your team members. If you do that as a leader, in return, your team also will do the same. And then when the leader and the team both practice the compassion, they'll start taking care of each other. That will definitely improve the team bond, unity, and the progress, which are the most important factors of a successful team. As leaders, it's our responsibility to develop a successful team who can work together. The compassion is one of the best way of doing that. That brings us to an end of another productive discussion of Aloka Dhamma program. As always, with great gratitude, I thank Venerable Sandalanka Kalyana Dasana Thero for being with us and sharing his noble knowledge and wisdom around the world. And I thank Venerable Sir for you for that, and I thank Malasekara Foundation for being the partner of this session for last couple of months, and we appreciate their contribution in sharing the Buddhism and Buddhist knowledge around the world. And I thank all of you for listening, and Teruvan Saranai.